Whoa. Oh,
Sweet Mother Teresa.
I have the best double feature today.
You really do.
After this, I'm seeing Spotlight. I got the Mother Teresa movie out of the way. Coming up next, pedophilia. Thanks, Sparkway Point 8. Awesome. Oh, man. So I texted you about this movie, a few days ago, and was like, there's some movie coming to Parkway. It's about Mother Teresa. It's got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes, and Rutger Hauer's in it. Are you in?
No, do you want to go?
Yeah, you write back, more than ever. Last time I checked, it no longer has a 0. It's got like a 20-something because some Bible site liked it. So it's got a 0.
Yeah.
If
that was so fucking boring.
This movie, if I hadn't seen, beyond that nothing happens in this movie.
Nothing happens.
Beyond that this is like by the sea levels of boring, but at least by the sea had titties every now and then. If I hadn't seen Dancin' It's On, this would be the worst piece of filmmaking I've seen this year.
You know, but it's not on my... might be in my top 10.
It's gonna be in my top 5.
You know, here's the thing about this. This movie had the best of intentions. As far as the Christians movies go, it's not preachy whatsoever. Like, like, whoever made this movie, really, it seems like they wanted to make a biopic film.
But they've never seen one in their life.
No. No.
When the movie ends with a character explaining all of the interesting things that we probably should have seen in a bio, you done fucked up.
No, it was just tedious. Like, nothing... Basically, the idea is it follows Mother Teresa from the time when she's a nun to the founding of her group in the Catholic Church.
In which nobody ages in this movie.
Nobody ages. I mean, and it all takes place, actually... Well, for the most part, actually, it gives you a time frame. It only takes place over the course of about 10 years.
Oh, it gives you a time frame for every single scene in the movie.
Every scene. So, I mean, it only takes place over the course of 10 years, so people not aging a whole lot in it doesn't bother me.
It bothers me in the sense that it all looks like, because it is, with certain characters, shot in the same day.
Oh, yeah.
Over scenes that are supposed to be taking place, like you said, over the course of about 10 years. But you've got the cardinal standing there with his hair exactly the same, with his robe exactly the same, his facial hair exactly the same, the sky in the background exactly the same, because it's shot in the same fucking afternoon.
Yeah. No, it was... Just nothing happened, man. It was just fucking boring. Aside from some, like, weak filmmaking all around. Definitely not the...
No, that's putting it lightly.
Yeah, you know what? We've both seen worse. The problem with it is this movie was so fucking boring that we had nothing to do but watch the filmmaking.
But this is really... I mean, that's true.
No, there's much worse. We've seen much worse this year.
This year, maybe 2 movies I've seen that are worse edited than this. The
main problem with this wasn't editing, it was fucking writing, because nothing happened. I've seen worse edited movies this year. The problem with this movie is that since nothing happens, there's nothing to do for us as viewers but focus on the filmmaking. Yeah. And so we're sitting there analyzing the shitty filmmaking.
I think...
which makes it seem a whole lot worse than it really is, because we had nothing else to pay attention to.
I don't think it's worse than it really is. I think the reason why I'm criticizing it as much is because it's so boring, but I think it does have shit in it in terms of the editing that I would have noticed regardless.
Oh, no, some of it was, like, that first, like... flashback into the picture scene.
Oh, that.
Shit like that. There's some bad cuts. There's lots of bad...
But... yeah, okay, that silly flashback into the picture that's been done a lot of times before. Yeah, there's that. But then you have later on, which is the same establishing shot, probably sometime later, in which it's got the same extra walking by the house. Not in the same position. They had him walk a different direction, but it's the same guy.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's got things like that. It's got shots like every single time it shows the Vatican in it, it says the Vatican on the screen.
It's like, no shit, we know.
Or a modern day shot of New York City, which in the 1940s, which that's funny enough as it is. But in case you don't know, it says New York City. And then at the end, when she's receiving the Nobel Peace Prize, in which there is narration that says she attended the ceremony to win the Nobel Peace Prize to raise awareness. But in case you fell asleep in that 2 seconds, a title card comes on and says Nobel Peace Prize ceremony.
Yeah.
Or we were talking about this outside. The same props that show up in different parts of the country. Now look, I get, like, I'm sure that happens a lot in movies where it's something that takes place in the 40s and they're using the same props for different scenes. Yeah.
But you don't have a long establishing shot of that prop for
or a prop that is distinctly the same prop, the same phone, the same exact phone with the same scuff marks on it, the same dirt spots on it.
One guy in New York and one guy in Calcutta using the same phone.
Yeah.
No, and I get that. I understand that. That is shitty filmmaking. But it's not...
Am I mad about
the biggest sin in the world. I mean, it's a pretty, I mean, for a low budget movie, it's like, all right, fine, you're using the same phone. And I noticed that too. Like, that's shitty and it's bad attention to detail. But at the same time, that's not the biggest.
It's one of a million different things about this movie.
Yeah.
But it goes along with me thinking that this is one of the worst edited movies I've seen this year.
Well, but that's not necessarily even editing. That's fucking...
Well, the establishing shots are. The stuff with the phone is bad everything else, which this movie does have bad everything else.
Bad acting, bad direction, horrible dialogue.
The dialogue is all exposition dialogue. And...
No, I mean, as a whole, the movie is awful, mind you. Of all the things I noticed that were horrible about it, editing would not have been what I had picked out to...
For me, it was. Maybe that's just what I latched onto as I was watching it.
And I understand it. I was latched onto, like, the dialogue and just... Like,
oh, that too, believe me. Like,
I was just stuck on, how many times is this bitch gonna say, I'm just an instrument?
Yes, she repeats the same lines, and there are scenes...
Say it once and it has some fucking meaning and power to it.
That is this movie in a nutshell. Yeah. There are scenes where... Okay, to give an example, girl receives a letter from her parents saying they don't want her to be a nun. All right, I get the point. Then cut to the girl telling Mother Teresa, I've gotten a letter from my parents saying they don't want me to be a nun. You didn't have to repeat yourself, fine. Then cut to the wraparound segments of Max von Sydow telling Rutger Hauer about the same 2 scenes we just saw, once again repeating yourself, which start out with Rutger Hauer using lines like, so what you're telling me, father, is blah, 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 or different variations of, as you know, father. We have a scene where Mother Superior, who looks like Mother Robbie Coltrane, upset that she wants Mother Teresa to come back to the convent. All right, so we have this long scene of her in Dude's office saying, we want her to come back to the convent. Then, cut to Max von Sydow telling us what we just saw to Rutger Hauer. Mother Superior, or Mother General, whatever, wants Sister Teresa to come back to the convent. Oh my God!
Yeah, no, this movie, honestly, if they hadn't repeated anything, would have been about 15 minutes long.
Yes.
And it was over 2 hours.
Yeah, without it's about 2 hours on the dot without the previews in front of it. But first of all, like if you got Max von Sydow in a Catholic movie and no fucking possessed person spinning their fucking heads, that's huge disappointment.
No. You got Max von Sydow and Rutger Hauer both playing priests.
Yeah.
In scenes, they only share scenes with each other. Mm-hmm. And some quiet Guatemalan boy.
Yeah.
But those two in a scene's just... It's such a waste of two amazing actors.
Two amazing actors where, at least in Max von Sydow's case, you're reminded of something way better. It's like Father Marin has run out of exorcism stories to tell, so all he's got left is this really boring story.
Oh, I'm fucking Rutger Hauer as a priest in Sin City. I'm just like...
Yeah, oh yeah.
Eat somebody, motherfucker!
Uh-huh. What is going on here? These two are only in the movie so they can put their names on the poster. There's no reason this wraparound shit is in the movie.
And what's gonna suck is, like, Max von Sydow is gonna die next week, and this is gonna be his last movie.
Right? Yeah. And Juliet Stevenson plays Mother Teresa, and...
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, that was one of the many things I was looking up on my phone
like,
while
was
during
she
the movie.
always, like, playing Mother Teresa as a relatively young woman, but playing her as if she's 98 years old?
Yeah, I'm like...
Was the bitch always kind of hunched over and walking slow and shit?
Maybe? Oh, I loved at the end, at the ceremony in which Juliet Stevens is walking through, but there's pictures of the actual Mother Teresa on the wall. Like, this isn't lining. Who are we giving this award to? Is this her stand-in?
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, but so as I'm watching Juliet Stevenson in it, look, I'm not an expert on Mother Teresa, but I hear good things. Maybe she did. As I'm watching Juliet Stevens, she is walking kind of hunched over and doing a lot of things with her hands. So my thought was like, okay, well, maybe she really studied a lot of footage of her at that age or something. Like, it really seems like Juliet Stevenson is trying. My problem with her really isn't much towards her performance. I've seen her in many other things. She's a good actress. I don't know this about her as an actress, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but it looks like Mother Teresa got some Botox.
Yeah.
Was it just me, or were you thinking that too?
It's like, you're real shiny in spots, lady.
Yeah, and there's not much movement in your eyebrows or your eyes. Man!
No, this was pretty bad. And like I said, just out of sheer... Like, I gotta see... I've seen more movies this year that I hated more than this. Like, hated.
Yeah.
And I think
I probably have.
But on a technical level, yeah, this is pretty awful.
So far, the worst movie I've seen all year is Dancin' It's On. But so far this year, it's the worst movie I've seen all year, because on a technical aspect, it is. Like last year with Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas.
Kirk Cameron deserved it for a lot of
yeah.
reasons. Mm-hmm. Not just the technical aspects.
This movie is up there for technical aspects, for dialogue, for writing.
Oh, the writing alone. This was awful.
Oh, scenes in which they should have cut but didn't. There's a lot of scenes in this movie that feel like it's one of those scenes that, like, we do when we're filming something where it doesn't end up in the actual movie, but, like, we just keep the camera rolling just to fuck with the person who's in front of the camera. But in this movie's case, they kept it in the film.
Yeah.
Like a scene where Mother Teresa is kneeling down over a dying person, but they keep it rolling, and it really felt like it was just to fuck with Juliet Stevenson.
Like, yeah, we'll do that to each other a lot, where it's just like, okay, they're in an uncomfortable position, we're supposed to call cut, just wait.
And she's sitting there. She does this.
You can see her doing the eye, like, is it time?
And then she does this to the other person. I'm like, what is happening? Oh my God, for this poor woman's sake, just cut.
No, it's a lot of shots in this movie. Actually, the whole kind of movie kind of feels like if you're watching, like, a documentary on, like, the Discovery Channel with a lot of the, like, this is what it looked like, and there's a voiceover.
Yeah.
You know, the recreation with the voiceover, only without the voiceover. Mm-hmm. And so it's just kind of uncomfortable and weird.
There's very little music in this movie. And then the music it does have is borrowed from other movies. Again, I've seen that before, and it's worked perfectly fine. Whether it's a fun exploitation movie, or whether for stylistic reasons. This movie, it kind of just goes along with the laziness of it.
Yeah.
Because at one point it starts playing... I can't even remember what movie this is originally from, but it pops up in, like, at least several trailers a year, it feels like. It's the trailer music that plays in, like, Days of Future Past, like the really dramatic trailer music. But in this is, like, when she's writing down the alphabet. And I'm like, I disagree with you about the tone of this scene music.
It should be do 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 do.
Yeah, uh-huh. And I'm like, they're using trailer music for this. Oh my god. And the when they're the mob scene at the end of the movie, they keep the camera rolling on the mob just slowly walking away.
Just the worst mob ever, too.
Oh, you can see the extra laughing.
Yeah.
Because he probably thinks they cut.
So they get a mob disperses by being scolded by an older man.
Yeah.
It's just like, what?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna call the cops. When you have an angry mob and motherfuckers have spears and pitchforks.
Yeah, they throw a couple of rocks.
Some old dude in a three-piece suit goes, I'm gonna call the cops. So those 100 people walk away.
Yeah.
Like, fuck no. I got a spear and a pitchfork.
They walk away like it's their grandfather scolding them.
Yeah.
And they're hanging their heads down and walking away in shame. And I'm like, is this all it takes to get rid of, like, an angry mob? Like, could we have gotten rid of, like, the fucking Westboro Baptist Church, like, decades ago? If we just said, hey, go away. Okay.
Which, yeah, and every actor in the movie does have one costume that they're allowed to have. Mother Teresa has two. Sorry. But everybody else has one costume. And I know they're poor, but man, t-shirts don't last that long.
Because, again, it goes along with... I mean, Mother Teresa, I get in that, like, well, I guess every picture I've seen of her, she's usually wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
I was more focused on the fact that they didn't put really any aging makeup on her, except for, like, in the last scene, but really only makes it look like she's aged, like, a decade instead of 3, because at the end of it, it is, like, 3 decades later.
No, it's only, like, 10.
No, I thought the
10
Nobel
years.
Peace Prize was, like, in the 70s. I thought it said, like, 1970-something.
It might have.
Oh, yeah, because, like, the reporter at the end.
It had a little more on her there, but yeah, I mean, but through most of the movie takes place in, like, less than 10 years, so if there's not a whole lot of aging, I'm willing to let that go.
I'm not, if it only makes it look like it's taking place in the same week. And I imagine within 10 years doing the work that's going on in this movie...
What is she doing?
There's Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
She's wandering through the fucking parking lot. Random.
Or shit, it follows, son.
Drive!
Okay, so the mob at the end, and then, like, a scene where it feels like there should be some exposition for the case of the person on screen, but there isn't. Like, when you whispered this in the theater, like when the reporter got the call from a guy, like, hey man, we want you to go report on this nun in Calcutta. And he's like, okay, hangs up. And you're sitting there like, you gonna ask which nun, where in Calcutta?
What's her name, motherfucker?
What's her fucking name?
Like, Calcutta, even then, was not a small city. Mm-hmm. You don't just go, okay, I'll find the nun.
Yeah.
The one nun in town.
The one who's got a crate in her room. Oh, man. But yeah, the reporter at the end, they put a little bit of, like, gray in his mustache and in his hair. Same stuff. Like, they didn't bother, like, it's still combed and everything the same way. They just put a little baby powder in there, like we did with Nick, with Chester the Molester. Oh, man. This was, Am I as angry at this as I was at something like Old Fashioned? No. But this is a different type of movie to sit through. Like nothing. Yeah. I wasn't sitting there mad because I was too bored. It's just a boring movie.
Well, and that's in this movie. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's about a person of faith, but it's not about. There's been the whole movie this bitch going, it's not me, it's God. But this whole movie, it's not about God, it's about her.
Yeah,
so, I mean, it's not preaching, and it's not, Yeah,
it's a biopic. It's just a shitty one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the worst of its kind that I've seen in a long goddamn time. Holy crap! Like, watch a documentary. Stay at home and watch a fucking documentary. You'll get more out of it than you will this.
Yeah.
You'll find a lot more interesting stuff in it than you will about this.
The Mother Teresa Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
More informative and more entertaining than this movie was.
When at the end of the movie, Rutger Hauer, mixed in with explaining scenes that we just saw, when he's talking about her, like, feeling God abandon her and, like, really dark periods she went through and stuff like that. When you're sitting there like, motherfucker, why isn't this the fucking movie between the story he's telling and... Yeah. Like you said when you were walking out, what if Rutger Hauer was the lead?
One of the most visible Catholics in the world having a crisis of faith?
Yeah.
I could see that being...
Make that movie.
Yeah.
This movie was worth it for one reason, and it wasn't the movie. It was the fucking Christian vigilante movie trailer that we got in front of it, starring a white luchador. I swear we had one of those on the site one time.
The Masked Saint. What,
the Masked
luchador?
Saint.
We never had a luchador. I don't know what you're talking about.
God.
Never happened.
I don't know if I want to see this movie. I know how this story ends. I'll send Brian and Sarah to it.
I called dibs.
Oh, true. It is a superhero movie.
It is.
That looks... I can't wait for that to come out. The Masked Saint.
Yeah.
Wow!
Based on a true story, it said, too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I gotta look this shit up.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Guy was a wrestler, got his ass beat, opened a church, decided to become a vigilante, and then go back to wrestling? What the fuck was going on there?
This the fucking movie we're watching?
And the entire movie seemed like it was being lit with one high-intensity spotlight.
Yeah! It's one of those movies where, like, it's gotten to the point to where even before the trailer gets to anything religious, we just know it's that kind of movie before it happens.
You see the luchador, and I'm just like, this is a movie about Jesus.
Yeah, it's got something with the lighting. Something with the lighting, something with the camera work. It's like, you just know.
Yeah.
It's like, what's that quote about pornography? Like, I can't define it, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah.
It's like, I before it starts talking about Jesus, I just know it's gonna happen. I know it.
It's also just the way the actors look,
too.
Like, there's a certain uniformness.
They just look like they're running for Congress in the South.
In the 70s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's always a little bit of the 70s in there. Always just a little bit.
A little something Ned Flanders-y about it.
Yeah.
In the wardrobe. Not so much like big mustache or anything.
Yeah. Like, in the case of the Masked Saint, the lead actor looks like a boring Billy Crudup.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they all kind of look like that. A boring version of, like, an actor that...
It's exactly what Hayden Christensen looked like in 90 Minutes in Heaven.
Yeah, a boring Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, really boring. Like, Justin Timberlake is 45 years old and has to resort to this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait. That movie cannot get here soon enough. Holy crap. I don't think there's anything else I'm missing about this Mother Teresa movie. Like,
we covered...
We've covered all their...
We've given it more attention than it deserved just by making this video.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... Well, we just gotta be there for this movie. It's... my final thought is... Bollywood Sister Act is bullshit. That's my final thought on it. That's my fucking final thought on this movie. I got nothing else about
this. My
this.
final thought is this movie was so boring it caused me to call Mother Teresa a bitch like 18 times in this video. And I just realized I've been doing that. Bitch says this. It's Mother Teresa. I'm not Catholic, but you gotta respect Mother Teresa. Mm-hmm. And I just repeatedly called her a bitch.
Yeah. Well, that's less name calling, more. It's just a word that's in my vocabulary. It's like when when one of us accidentally drops the F-bomb when we're in the wrong audience or something like that.
One of us, it's always me.
Oh, I've done it. I did it at like Romeo and Juliet. I've accidentally done that before. There is no reason to watch this movie. Like, none. Like, it kind of like when Ryan and I reviewed By the Sea. It's like, it's a dare movie. It's like, put this on and see how long you can last during it before you shut it off. This is gonna go in my worst list. Like, yeah, it's boring, but this is so horribly written, so horribly made. There's nothing good about this.
It might be on mine. There was other things that upset me more this year, so I'm going to have to sit down and revisit the list of everything I've seen this year, because I have to do that every year now. It's like, oh yeah, I did see that in January.
Right, yeah. I see so many of these that I have to stop and think, even when I'm talking about the best movies that I saw.
It's like, oh, I did love that, and then I saw 18 movies the next week and completely forgot it existed.
Fucking right. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go see the Michael Keaton one. I'm sure. It's me and Irving at it, so I'm sure pedophilia jokes afoot.
Well, that's the thing. It's supposed to be a great movie.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm legitimately
Irving might
looking
give
forward
his
to it.
annual serious review.
Like 12 Years a Slave, and it could be that. It could be.
He does do one serious review a year, so this might be it.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's supposed to be great.
You should let him go see a good movie once a year.
Usually when I'm at a movie with Irving, it turns out to be really good. Like, we were at the last movie I saw with him was Bridge of Spies. That was really good. Because even when I see something like that's maybe not good with Irving, it's still kind of amazing and totally worth it. Like when we went to go see Lucy, we're like, I don't know what this movie is, but you gotta see it.
Lucy was fun.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting the fuck out of this.
See it.